This is a HeadGum podcast.
This week on the program, it is the season 12 premiere of We Hate Movies. And guess what? We're starting off with a video game adaptation. It's Resident Evil. I'm Andrew Jupin.
Steven Sadak.
Eric Siska.
Chris Cabin.
And we hate movies. Welcome to We Hate Movies. Thank you for tuning in. As always, that's right. We're back. We are back and better than ever. We are talking about a goddamn Paul W.S. Anderson movie this week. Mm-hmm. It's Resident Evil from 2002, and it's still as shitty as I remembered it being back then.
Isn't it? It's just, I saw this fucking piece of shit twice in theaters.
Twice? Hold on.
What was that all about?
I should not say. Well, I'm going to say it on the air. My mom forgot to pick me up that day. And I was like, okay, I'm here for another fucking hour at least. So like, what hell? I'll just stay in Resident Evil. Pretend I went to the bathroom and go right back in.
Got it.
And I hated it the first time, and I hated it even more the second time. And I was like, what am I doing with my
did they
life?
ever remember to get you again? Or was this like a theater experience that it was like Home Alone? Like you were just living in the
lived
theater?
there for like 2 weeks.
My mother tried to butter me up by buying me a huge sundae, but it wasn't what I really wanted. So it didn't work out like that.
First of all, 2002, you were like 17, 18?
Yes.
All right, just want to do some math here. You're not like
That's
6.
True. That's
No,
true.
I didn't have the car at the time.
Okay,
Yeah.
I know. I mean, hey, look, I've never driven in my life. I just want to be clear that the Sunday makes it sound like, you know.
Oh, no, I was doing a Simpsons reference.
Oh, God, I'm sorry.
When Homer didn't pick up Bart.
Oh, that's right. But like, do you think that your opinion about this movie was colored at all by the parental neglect?
Well, you see, I thought that was it for a moment because, it does happen like that. And about 10, 12 years ago, I started hearing this absolute fucking nonsense. Paul W.S. Anderson is a great director.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I guess if you really miss Tony Scott movies, maybe this really does help you. I don't know, but I don't get it.
I think the reason why people are skewing that ways now is there is no more middle art. It's just like corporate IP, Marvel, Disney stuff, or it's just like Oscar baity shit, or there's no in between.
Well, somebody, I think it was Steve who was saying earlier about like the fact that this does feel like a video game.
Yeah.
Like what the video game is for, no libraries, no puzzles that take 35 minutes.
I was pretty upset about that personally.
I don't like that. But like, I guess that's what they like about it, is that he does have this certain aesthetic where he can do the video game thing.
I like Mortal Kombat. I like Event Horizon.
Yes.
I think that's his best movie.
That's far and away his
Yes.
best movie.
I actually like Soldier with Kurt Russell, but maybe that's because of the star. And Monster Hunter this past year I thought was okay.
It's actually pretty
but
fun.
the rest of his movies are pretty trash.
I like his Three Musketeers. I think it's pretty good.
He did a Three Musketeers movie?
Yeah.
With guess who's in that one?
Charlie Sheen?
Milla Jovovich.
Oh, you don't say?
Yeah.
I just want to be clear.
Surprise.
Oh, weird.
I want to be clear. One thing, this was supposed to be one of our synergy things where Resident Evil was supposed to come out this week, but the new Resident Evil movie.
Right.
because it's
Welcome to Raccoon City.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's
Raccoon City.
I don't care if it's in the video games. It sounds so fucking stupid to name the major city center
Major city.
Raccoon City.
And to not have at least a couple of raccoons in your movie.
Yeah, come on.
I need to see
A
something.
little joke here and there.
But the problem is America has been ravaged by the T virus for the last 24 months. So that they moved that down a little
We're
bit.
talking about the video game now.
Oh,
Steve,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
you
Not
should
the
be
real
able
life.
to play as a raccoon in one of those video games.
Absolutely.
There's a little cheat code in there, or like a buy-in, like add-on thing.
Raccoon City sounds like, I don't even know, like a movie that, Michael J. Fox and somebody else is in. It's like a he's an old, just like a bar. It sounds like Raccoon. Welcome to Raccoon City. Like sounds a little raunchy.
An ill-conceived attempt at doing like those kitty cafes, except for it's raccoons.
Well,
And they're all just stealing your fucking trash the whole time.
It's kind of like a Joe Don Baker, The Pack type movie where the raccoons finally take over.
Oh, man.
Dude.
With their little human hands that they have.
And then like the hero can like drive a snowplow and start running them all over.
Yeah, there's Liam Neeson from the Snowplow movie.
Yeah, I can't figure out which one of these the one that killed my partner, but he was wearing a raccoon mask.
Yeah, Mark Boone Jr.'s In the Woods is the only one who could communicate with the raccoons.
Absolutely. Yes. Raccoon City, I like this movie a lot.
I think Mark Boone Jr. in real life can communicate with raccoons.
Oh, hell yeah.
They see him as like one of their own.
What, you don't like eating falafel?
Well, you kids don't like eating garbage.
Oh, next time I'll just get you the chickpeas. Maybe you'll just like them. Shit. Fucking elitist raccoons.
Funny, but there is no VHS trailer game, but we all have to bow down and ask Chris Cabin's D for a second. He's
That's
the
right.
big winner.
Whoa.
He's the big winner. That was
believe, but no, the MC.
Yeah.
The MC of the ceremonies, I think, should be handing out the S'ing of D's.
Okay, so
I don't think
only Steve.
John, I'm just a contestant that lost. You know, the light went dark, and now Alex Trebek here has to come out and suck your dick.
Oh, man. Well, no, it's
Chris
not,
Cabin.
Mike Richards is coming out to suck my dick, I guess.
Or Mayim Bialik, depending on if it's a prime time situation. None of that's happening because they all got fired. But Chris Cabin won in dramatic fashion. If you didn't listen to our Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome episode last week, dramatic fashion. He was down to Andrew Jupin. He overtook him in the secret DVD round, which is shocking.
Couldn't believe it.
I was very close, though. Almost.
He was Eric was in the game.
I was in the running.
He could have won. He could have won.
It was possible.
Yes, it was.
The fact that I could have won on that last round speaks a lot to me.
It does.
I was a great contestant.
And Eric is getting in shape for the VHS trailer game, which is going to start very shortly.
That's right.
Not in this episode, but this month there will be a brand new season 12 VHS trailer game. But as we have been teasing this entire time, Chris Cabin, the big winner, was allowed to go on Cameo with the We Hate Movies slush fund and buy a cameo of his choice. Chris Cabin, what'd you do?
Oh, I picked Ernie Hudson. It had been my plan for quite some time. It's just a presence I love.
Who was like runner up, would you say?
Rudy Giuliani.
What, is he on it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you sent me. No, yeah, that was too late in the game. I had already like had plans.
If I won, I think that's what
you absolutely would have done that.
But then you're giving money to Rudy Giuliani.
Yeah, that's true.
That'll get me a handle of scotch.
Eric would have found the one person in Trump's cabinet that was like asking for the most on Cameo and be like, this is the guy.
I was going to kill myself, but then Eric Siska bought a cameo, and I was able to afford another handle of scotch.
Well, I hope he finds what he's looking for.
Oh, yeah. No, you should have like gone on there, like get Steve Mnuchin, like, hi, it was nice for your trivia game to win. I have money. Goodbye.
They're so interesting, those people.
Yeah.
Should we do it? Should we play
so
it?
you guys should.
I've not heard this at all.
Well, it's just the audio I have synced up to the soundboard here.
Got it.
So what are we going to do?
Do we want to?
I can listen to it.
We can listen
Just
to it.
listen to it. Okay.
And then we'll watch
Is there
it
any
later.
visual cues or no?
It's funny to watch Ernie Hudson.
I mean,
doing
I
all
will
this.
say in the frame grab, when I pulled the audio from it, he's wearing a sleeveless t-shirt.
is.
Ooh, okay, maybe.
We'll watch it. We'll put it into this episode with just audio. We'll watch it later.
That sounds
The
great.
video is still
Yes.
there.
And,
So here we
and
go.
we should mention that we'll put it on YouTube.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is Ernie Hudson, Chris Cabin's cameo as the victor of last season's VHS trailer game.
Hey, Chris, congratulations. Hi, this is Ernie Hudson. This is Edmore from Ghostbusters from Oz, the hand that rocks the cradle, the crow. Anyway, all that stuff. Anyway, I just want to say congratulations, man, on winning the movie trivia game on your podcast. It's pretty extraordinary. I know that you, being the humble person that you are, want to thank all your listeners for all that they bring to it. But I suppose I should say here, Andrew, I know you're winning into the last round, but dude, you lost, okay? Chris won, but it's always good to have competition. So nice to see you in the game. You know, Chris has proven he has the tools, he has the talent. Eric, I know you think the game was rigged by Steve. Not so. You just lost. Accept it. Get over it. Chris is the winner. Congratulations, Chris. Just keep on being incredible. Keep on having fun. Keep on busting and kicking butt. Stay up. Stay strong. You guys stay safe. And of course, always, guys, keep on busting. Congratulations, Chris.
Yeah!
That was wonderful.
Yeah.
That was wonderful.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, I don't know. I got tears in my eyes. Finally, Ernie Hudson, you know what? He judged it, Eric. It's not rigged. If Ernie Hudson says it's not rigged.
That's fair. Okay. You know, I'm going to believe him.
You know what? Something else to put on my resume now. Ernie Hudson called me a loser.
By the way, if you want to see Ernie Hudson call him a loser, go to youtube.com/WeHateMovies. The video will be up. And also, just want to mention, like, some of our fans got us a Busey video a while back.
We did, yeah.
So you can watch that as well.
That was also in the running for. I was like,
You wanna go back?
I want like he was so good.
We hate movies. We meet again.
I do love that he's like, you won your. It is sort of amazing that the way Ernie Hudson has to get up, like, well, you won your trivia game on your podcast. So that's really something, man.
Yeah.
You won a game on your own show, huh? Wow.
Well, congratulations.
It's good to talk to my estranged father, Ernie Hudson. Oh, so you had a baseball game you did good at, huh? That's good. Here's an ice cream cone. Congratulations.
That was awesome, Chris. Good job. Good on you.
Good pick.
Thank you.
Good
pick.
Thank you. It was also Wayne Knight was high up on the. He was really. I was considering it for a while there.
Ooh,
Also, you know what?
something
I
in
mean,
back pocket.
Here's the thing, Ernie Hudson. If I'm paying for you, I know you're in Ghostbusters, buddy. You just tell me what you.
I love when he was reading off his credits. He's like, yeah, all that, you know.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
I know you're in Oz. You're great in Oz. All that. You're great in everything. You're Ernie Hudson.
But what is he gonna do? Like say, I know you all know me from the hand that rocks the cradle. Keep on rocking.
Keep on rocking. Keep on rocking that cradle.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm glad we inserted that into this episode because, my God, talking about Resident Evil 2002.
You can't do it.
You can't do it.
This movie is nothing. It's just a dark hallway and people who have amnesia walking down it.
Dude, and the amnesia thing. So, like, Milla Jovovich's character and some other guy. James Purefoy, of course.
James Purefoy, England's Thomas Jane. I'd like to
big time.
Like just like
about.
a guy. He's
about.
exactly that guy. Like he's really good looking. You think he'd be a huge lead, and he's just not.
He's like almost perfectly paired with Kevin Bacon on The Following.
Yeah.
The show is absolute trash, but like I was like, you got a good match there. They're about right on presence.
Yeah. I like Purefoy, man. He was added to the wine show. Like he's just a delightful presence.
I loved him on Rome. He was great on Rome.
Yeah, Rome's rules.
I think we only watched maybe like 5 or so episodes of that, and I was like, eh.
Well, then they like in the second season they got canceled. They were like, let's just cut ahead like 20 years. Then it was just
is that what happened?
Like they wanted to do the Antony and Cleopatra thing. That was clearly like a season 3 or even 4 thing. It's like. So they got the light in the comedy club, so they're like, let's just start moving.
It's gonna cost how much? No,
that's too bad.
Yeah,
can you do it in one room? Antonin and Cleopatra in one room. Then we can do that. We can fund that.
But this, so the two of them have amnesia, and it's such a bullshit thing because it's like the way the screenplay like facilitates all this fucking exposition about like what the Umbrella Corporation is and what Raccoon City's doing.
Yeah, the first thing you see on the screen is like it looks like an email like reply the incident at Raccoon City, and then you get voiceover. I think it said Jason Isaac.
It is. Yeah,
it is. Who you see at the ass end of this movie as that doctor.
Oh, I didn't pay attention.
He's sort of like zhuzhes by the frame really quickly.
At the beginning of the 21st century, the Umbrella Corporation became the largest commercial entity in the United States. 9 out of every 10 homes contain its products. Its political and financial influence is felt everywhere. They kind of predicted Amazon.
They definitely did. Yeah.
Yep.
In public, it is the world's leading supplier of computer technology, TV, VCR repair.
Heating and air conditioning.
medical products, and healthcare. Unknown to even its employees, its massive profits are generated by military technology, genetic experimentation, and viral weaponry.
And James Corden.
I'm from the Umbrella Corporation.
I'm gonna dress up like a little mouse and wave my fucking gut dick in your face when you try to drive to work.
Oh, don't you like my dick? Don't you like my dick in your face?
The hive has been breached and James Corden is loose. James Corden is loose. Flush the entire facility with the T-virus.
Oh, no, he's in his cat suit. Oh, no. Oh, no. Flush it now.
And then you cut ahead and the city's ruined and society is over because James Corden was released.
It's just all the different James Cordens from all the stupid roles he's been in, just all over the city.
I don't even it's not like I wish this guy ill will, but I can't escape him and it's driving me fucking
That's
insane.
the problem.
Saturation.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you only saw him once or twice a year, it'd be fine. I'd just be like, that guy's kind of sucks, but whatever.
There are plenty of comedic personalities that I don't care for. You're right, Eric. And I could just be like, you know what? I'm just not going to turn on that guy's show.
Yeah.
And I don't have to worry about it. I'm not the world's biggest Jimmy Fallon fan. I don't have to worry about that guy.
But that's the difference, dude.
Unless
Jimmy
you take
Fallon.
a taxi.
Well, that's
the one,
true,
dude.
yeah.
Woe to you if you take a
Dude,
taxi.
if you take a New York City cab, you are taken hostage by Jimmy Fallon. It is like being in an ISIS video for a minute.
It's like, I know your stop's here in the car stop, but I'm not going to let him unlock the door just yet. We're going to have some fun playing a pop song on a bunch of kids' music room instruments. Oh, what's that? A big important business meeting? Well, it's going to have to wait because I'm doing funny shit in the cab.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll get you to Lincoln Center. Just move Questlove into the trunk.
I mean, so it's like, you can avoid that, though.
Yes, you can. You really
this
can.
Dude, he's fucking popping up in credit card commercials. He's got that the offshoot show.
Yeah.
Is he doing the carpool karaoke show?
I couldn't tell you.
Because he does it on his show, but then that spun off into
It
his
was
thing.
supposed to be a whole other thing. I don't know if it actually
he's popping
happened.
up here and there to be like, we had a lot of fun, didn't we, folks? Bye.
He's at award shows.
Yeah,
I mean, it's fucking everywhere.
But yeah, I would imagine the Umbrella Corporation has some stock in James Corden.
Yeah.
I also think all those warning, like this is what they say they are. But that's like the beginning of every Joe Rogan podcast. And like, I also think he's probably part of the Umbrella Corporation.
Oh,
At this
absolutely.
point.
But that's the weird part.
He's an op for sure.
When you say, and it's right that they kind of rightfully, I mean, it's just that you can just game capitalize them out a little bit and be like, well, some corporation's going to come in and take everything. So it was Amazon. But also, like, it's like, you think they make their products, their profits by all the products that 9 out of 10 people have. But actually, it's military stuff. It's like, well, no, you just told me that everyone buys their shit.
Yeah.
So why do they need the military
That's
stuff?
true.
Also, like, it would be funny if it was Amazon, but the way they like structure it, it's more like it's Sony and Johnson & Johnson.
Yes, exactly.
Is what the face, like, they wouldn't, it would be a lot less cool and sexy if it was just like, on the face of it, they just kind of sold everything, kind of online retail, kind of any junk you need. Yeah, I mean, that's what they did.
And then they also became a broker for other places that you don't even know what the fuck you're getting sometimes.
You started out buying books from them and suddenly you're buying toilet seats from them.
I literally bought a toilet seat off of Amazon. I got to say, quality toilet seat.
Sure.
Well, guess what? Now that guy's going to space on your toilet money.
Yeah, I know. Isn't it great?
Well, he's going to space because he knows the T-virus. He has the T-virus somewhere.
Yep.
It's going to get released. He's trying to get the fuck out, dude.
I mean, you know what? These rich people, the cabal, the Illuminati, I think it's kind of real. Maybe they actually released COVID.
I mean, they are on their 4th booster of the fucking T-virus antidote at this point.
Yeah.
They are not caring about the T-virus.
Dude, that is something, by the way. If there was a fucking zombie outbreak now and they were like, hey, we have the antidote for the T-virus, you just got to get this vaccine, the zombie horde would continue.
Yeah, so it would just...
I'm going to take my chances becoming a fucking zombie. I don't know what's in this T-virus antidote.
Mm-hmm. And now when all those people are dead, the government's going to be like, there's just really not enough people paying into Social Security. Sorry.
Okay, so now I can't go to the movie theater and bite somebody. Now that's my I used to go to the movies and bite people all the time. Now there's rules that I can't go and bite people at the movies.
Well, if we don't have a society, we can't have social welfare. Where's Corn Pop? Corn Pop, come up here and do a little, one-on-one with me.
This is America. This is America. We're Americans. We shouldn't be biting people at the movies. I did that once. They were calling me biting Biden.
You know, last week I tried to bite Betty Davis. She didn't like it. She didn't like it at all.
But I actually, you know, the Hive is kind of a cool. This first scene when it goes tits up, it's pretty compelling.
Oh, the elevator doesn't work.
The elevator.
I thought one of them was the devil or something when this elevator's on.
Oh, dude, and it should have been Freak Out Guy.
Yes.
Freak Out Guy in this elevator is the most pathetic character in this movie. Let's dial it back a second, sir. Take a breath and stop being such a baby.
But I do think that's the one interesting thing about some of what Paul W.S. Anderson does have as like a director of ideas. He is always kind of hammering the idea, the brave ones die and the weak ones survive.
Is that right? That's a theme in
a lot of his
pictures?
movies, that tends to be some, not usually with the main characters, but like everything on the periphery suggests like the brave ones who go into the breach are going to die, and the weak ones who panic and freak out and sell other people out are going to survive.
Just like real life, you know, all the brave ones protesting anti-mask shit, you know, they die, and us weak guys with the masks live.
That's true.
Like Joey Valentino, whoever that fucking shock jock was who just died from it.
Oh, yeah, whatever fucking dickhead that guy was.
They're all called Joey Valentino.
It's like Bill Valentine or
that
something.
That sounds right, yeah.
Rest in piss.
Yeah, you know, get vaccinated or die.
Yes.
But the beginning of the movie, I like the color at least. Like there's like
which one, black or gray?
No, that's what in the beginning. There's like at least blue. You know what I mean?
That's
like
true.
when the
Yes.
Hive is operational, after it goes down. Yes, you're right, Eric. It just the whole rest of the movie is just dark and gray and nothing. Like,
it is pretty impressive, at least, that like the Hive is like this underground facility, like feet. It's
a cool concept
beneath the surface of the earth. And they do like fake windows and shit. It's like, again, it's like Frasier's fucking background is out this window to make you feel like you are like working in an above ground, like skyscraper or whatever. But also we're told these people are living here.
Oh, yeah.
It's what like fucking deal with the devil do you make working for this corporation?
You make a ton of money, and you know what? I guess it's like the Olympic Village. Everybody's fucking everybody down the Hive.
Oh, yeah.
But what's the point then, you know, of having money? Well, the fucking is nice, but what's the point of having the money if you don't leave the fucking...
I mean, I guess you probably do like a 6 month whatever, and then you leave for like 2 months, 3 months, whatever.
I mean, if you get if you're working down there for the Umbrella Corporation, you get a month off at Epstein's Island every summer, and you're doing just fine.
It's a thing. I think it's probably a thing like you work on a cruise ship. You know what I mean? Like 4 months on, 3 months off, blah, 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 kind of a thing.
Totally. Yeah, I can see that. Well, actually, another blissful thing about this arrangement, I just realized there's no fucking children down here.
That's true.
What a fucking vacation that is.
No, but the computer's a little ghost girl that you got to deal with.
I fucking couldn't stand this.
You're all going to die.
Yes. I'm British. My grandfather was 8-bitish. My father 16-bitish, and I am 64-bitish.
Please don't steal my digital crumpets. It will make me very angry.
Long live the British Empire.
I just don't understand why a Victorian ghost baby is talking to us.
Well, that's the thing.
movie.
So when it's actually in working order, when it's like, you don't have enough credits for the snack machine, dearie. Sorry.
Oh, I can't sell you that bag of Doritos, Tubby. There's not enough quarters in here.
You were late for work yesterday. You was masturbating. I see everything.
You've hit your pornography limit. No more pornography.
Dude, no, there better not be pornography limits in the Hive, my friend.
Oh my God, when's my shore leave? No!
That's how you get a zombie outbreak, dude. You put pornography limits in the Hive. That's
absolutely.
The walls are just, it's all a wreck, and the walls are covered with cum.
The cum's got nowhere to go.
It's a river of cum.
Like, this woman's the fire alarm goes off, and it's drowning these scientists in this lab, and they're like, "There's no fire."
Yeah.
I'd imagine that, but with cum.
Oh, I mean, they'd be dead much earlier. And Milla Jovovich and her team, they're just janitors.
they just
They're
have
the fucking clean it up.
We should say this whole thing goes down because we see a mysterious figure sneaking a bunch of vials of the T virus, and what we learn later is also the antidote for this virus. I love, spoiler alert, by the way, it's James Purefoy. It doesn't matter. I love the casual toss of the virus vial to like break it in the lab and set this whole thing off.
So since it's a spoiler alert and we're talking about James Purefoy anyway, like, what is his plan here? Like, I'm going to make them all into zombies because why?
I don't think he knows that like the zombie thing is going to happen.
Was he trying to be cool and like get it in the wastebasket but it hit the wall instead? Oh, fuck. Sorry.
I tried to Zach Morris this vial of virus and it fucked up.
No, I think it's on purpose to like cover his tracks or something. I guess.
I think because he's trying to like bring down the corporation.
Sure.
Because he's going to sell the shit on the black market or whatever.
So the virus has value to be sold.
Yeah.
So make a distraction to steal it.
Let me kill
guess.
300 people for no reason.
And then give it to someone who's going to kill thousands of people with it, presumably.
Yeah. I never understand the military, and we do this all the time with zombie shit. What is the military application of zombieism? I'll never understand. Movies will tell you that the and I think the military is an evil thing. All militaries are.
Definitely.
But it doesn't make any logical sense. Like, instead of just bombing people and have them be dead, what if they lived forever and infected everybody and was this unstoppable mass of nothing?
Well, if we weren't there, if it was a place we weren't at all, which is not many places now,
sure,
you could just drop it. If you're not connected by land or water, fucking it's over.
I think the thing is what they're the military applications, I think possibly more specifically is how they realize they can make the monster.
Sure.
And that's like a drop that sucker in like a battlefield or whatever. You know, like they want, like we suggested years ago to do with Jason Voorhees. I think they also suggested Jason X.
Yeah, drop him in a war zone and see what happens. I think the T virus could be like, if you get like a James Bond type of guy, to like sneak it into like Putin's coffee or something. And then that superpower doesn't really have the chain of command to react to our nuclear first strike.
Okay,
I think would be
they wouldn't have the brain to do it. They're just looking for fucking human meat.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Speaking of zombies, just really quickly, have any of you guys seen the trailer for this new like animated reimagining of Night of the Living Dead?
I've seen it.
No.
It's just
I have not, but it doesn't surprise me. Do they have big like anime eyes now, and everyone's like, "This is so nice."
It's even worse.
No,
dude.
it's just cheap as fuck. It's like proof that idiots will throw money at anything. It looks absolutely fucking terrible, and it's somehow made and coming out.
Well, I mean, because that's all. Night of the Living Dead is public domain, so you can do whatever you. I almost worked at a comic book company that was going to. They folded like 3 months later, and I could smell it. It was like a line of comic books about Night of the Living Dead and its offshoots, because that's public domain. And I was like,
Sure,
Sounds
and
I was
great.
like, can you offer me a salary? Like, no, you'd be a and I was like, I'm good.
I feel bad.
Your salary is public domain as well.
So I had like a boring job and a kind of exciting job thrown at me, and I was like, I'll take the boring one. And 5 years later,
the Romero estate just let that lapse.
There was some flub. It was kind of like how Freddy Krueger got out of jail. Somebody like fucked up registering something properly, and it just went tits up.
But I do feel like it was kind of inevitable, because like, I'm not saying the anime fan base and horror fan base, it's not a purple circle necessarily, but it's awfully close.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
So I can see like both fan bases be like, ooh, a new way to waste my time.
George Romero, by the way, did a bunch of drafts of this movie, was going to direct Resident Evil, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't tell me that.
And then they were like, "Oh, that's going to be too gory. That's going to be too probably
That'll be good."
I think somebody's looking at the script like, "Well, this is a good script. So what are we? I'm not going to do that."
That's insane.
Like, 'cause, I mean, think about it. Like 2002 or whatever. He wasn't exactly. I mean, like he didn't come back with Land of the Dead till like 2008 or
No,
something.
it was like 04.
04, 03,
3 or 4, yeah.
Okay,
It's
so
a whole like George W. Bush movie.
That's right. So 3 or 4. So it's close. And that movie's pretty good. So that would have been what this movie would have been.
Yeah, it would have actually said something.
Yes, I think that's also a problem. You don't want to say anything in a movie.
Yeah.
It's just weird though, because like the video game's not saying anything.
No, so it's. I mean, and I played the first two. I like the first two.
Yeah.
Is the second one where it's like a cop or something?
Yes,
Yeah.
second one's
I remember that because it's got the gun.
Gun.
I mean, I feel like this was all long game, because like this was the beginning of me watching like video game movies and being like, I genuinely had more fun watching Super Mario Brothers than any of this. Like I genuinely would go back and watch
definitely.
that movie because it's inventive. At least it's dumb as shit and horrible,
Right.
but it's inventive. This is just like it's over, and I'm like, oh, that happened.
Also, what does the title mean?
Resident Evil. It's
Right? I mean,
Well, 'cause
it
the first
doesn't mean
movie-
anything. Right?
Evil
first
lives here. I guess.
the first game
And what
was
is evil?
was a mansion.
Right.
So that was a residence. You know what I mean? At the very least, it's an
Right.
evil in a residence.
I could see like Doctor, right? Like, oh, it's Dr. Evil. That's what the name of the
Yeah,
fucking thing
it's
is,
gotta-
right?
it's
He's a
gotta-
resident. He's a new doctor.
The whole idea in this movie of like the mansion is the cover for the facility because you want to. Let's just have an underground facility. Why does it have to be a huge house over it? And also, Milla Jovovich, we find out later. I mean, obviously, the whole thing is tits up. I do like the decapitation of the lady in the elevator, but you want to see it. You know what I mean? Like, it just goes black. I want to see the head go.
Don't you like even get a comical doing when it happens?
Yeah,
So-
totally do the elevator ding.
Her head gets stuck in the elevator, and that's how that happens.
Yeah.
That's how that works, folks at home. If you didn't watch the movie,
Yeah, it's kind of like what happens. There's a doctor in a hospital scene, and I believe the second Omen movie. Dude gets totally fucking cut in half by an elevator, but you see it. He's fucking gutting out all over the place, like Tom Savini's birthday party.
I think Final Destination has one too.
I'm sure they do. Yes, it's somewhere in there. I think there's one. But like, also, this movie shows us things like a dude gets hit with like a laser fence and falls to pieces. But so much of it is like shit you're not seeing. And I'm sorry, I don't know. It's a fucking R-rated video game zombie movie. Let's do it. Let's do it. Can get Screen Gems pictures. I could definitely you could definitely see a decapitation. I've seen it in trillions of movies.
Oh, yeah.
there is a decapitation.
Yeah, you see a
with the laser.
decapitation.
One of the
Yeah, but
lasers.
it's a laser
You know what?
one.
Yeah, because it's like it goes by and it's like the laser was just that good. It didn't. You don't even see the cut. Then the head falls off.
Yes, I want
It
to
was
see
still cool, but I agree.
I want to see the head get ripped from the fucking body. Because also it's a thing where it's like an elevator accident sort of like that
Yeah.
is still like kind of pretty much grounded in reality.
Yes, it's visceral.
A laser thing.
Yeah.
Just be like, well, that's a science fiction invention.
So Milla Jovovich and James Purefoy's cover, their job is they have to pretend to be a couple and live in this mansion forever, I assume.
And just like make sure nobody visits.
Yeah.
Hi, neighborhood association. We got
Get the fuck out.
Your lawn doesn't, I will blow your head off.
Yeah, hey, hon, you see that weird, sexy couple living down at that mansion?
What's going on, you think? I mean, we tried to go give him a welcome basket and, well, they told me to get the F out of there.
Honestly,
oh, geez.
You're making this movie so much better. I could use some regular outside people involved.
Yes, oh,
in
totally.
this.
Yeah.
I keep seeing all these scientists go in there. I don't think they're coming out there, hon. They go in, they have a little lunch pail, and they go inside that mansion.
You know, hon, I think maybe we could get into business together selling lab coats to these people.
Oh, you remember how we were watching Ozark the other night and we were saying we have to find a side hustle, hun. Maybe we can do it with the Purefoys.
Yeah, that's what they should be called as the Purefoys, too.
That couple is sexy.
Oh, hey, hon, I'm loving their vibe.
Oh, we saw you coming down your mile-long driveway and liked your energy.
Oh, yeah, I like your energy, but also I love all your angel statues. What? Your whole yard's full of angel statues.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just was wondering, we could. My wife's gonna come by. We got hamburgers and spicy ketchup. We're gonna come bring it over, and maybe we'll take a little tour around your little angel statue.
Spicy ketchup.
Sriracha with ketchup now. Can you believe it? Can you believe they just did that?
I'm sorry, I'm going to break in here. I was at a bar in Philadelphia during our break, and there was a guy next to me who's out of town, and I swear to God,
Yeah.
we're at the bar, and like we're just getting drinks. Him and his wife had food, and like the guy is like, "Excuse me, miss," and she's like, "What?" It's like, "What was in that ketchup?" And she's like, "It was a spicy ketchup." Spicy ketchup. Oh, wow. You have got to bottle this. And she's like, oh, wow, whatever. The next one, she goes away. The next woman is like, excuse me, miss, that spicy ketchup, it's spicy ketchup. It's so, what is it? And she's like, I don't know, maybe a little sriracha. She's like, just bottle it. You'll just get so much money selling that spicy ketchup.
Yeah, I have to go back to my planet Pluto, and they're going to hear all about this.
This guy lost his shit over spicy ketchup.
And that was the accent?
That was totally the accent.
Wow,
yeah.
okay, yeah, that makes total sense because from being out there, it's just ranch, right?
Yeah,
There's they don't even have ketchup.
Yeah, blue cheese is spicy ranch.
Blue cheese is illegal once you go west of the Hudson River.
What if I put ranch dressing in my ketchup?
That's how you get the T-virus, dude.
That's, I think, what. Yeah, that's exactly.
I'm just going to be drinking this from now on. Ketchup and ranch. Oh,
Come along, children. Let me tell you about the wonderful city of Philadelphia and their spicy ketchup.
At the start of the 21st century, the Condiment Corporation.
Oh, here's the Heinz Company. This is where they spicify the ketchup.
Oh, that's too spicy.
But she wakes up totally naked as Milla. That is kind of her calling card, is waking up naked in a room. Kind of as an actress.
Similar Fifth Element vibe there.
Very Fifth Element. Yeah. She wakes up naked in a shower and she doesn't know who she is. They do some good telegraphing that she doesn't know. She's like looking at like pictures. She doesn't understand. I do love, there's a note that says, "Today is the day all your dreams come true." And then she's like, "Did I write that?" And she has to write it herself. I was like, that's not my handwriting.
Oh, that's what she's doing?
Yes.
I did not fucking understand why she was writing down the message.
And then she gets dressed like she's going to an Evanescence concert.
Well, that's a weird thing. She opens, there's a dress laid out for us. It's a crazy red dress.
Yeah.
And then she opens a drawer and there's all these like white, like lab coat stuff and like shirts and stuff. That's what I would put on. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know where I'm going. Like,
yeah, why are you putting on this cocktail dress?
She's just like casually walking around the kitchen making breakfast. Wake me up, wake me up. Get these eggs on a plate.
And where did I put that spicy ketchup?
Oh, wow.
That's sexy couples having spicy ketchup 7 nights a week on.
That guy just camps outside of the restaurant saying, "You have got to try this spicy ketchup they got in there. Ask for double."
I told him to bottle it.
$1 million idea. They didn't seem to listen.
Sitting on a gold mine with this spicy ketchup.
This is pretty amazing because you could buy, like, at least in some supermarkets, you can even get spicy ketchup. You can get like Tabasco and Heinz combined.
Well, no, you can't take this person to a supermarket and show them that their head will explode. That'll be it.
I swear, he went to 2 different wait staff to compliment them on the spicy ketchup.
I'm going to bother 2 different people.
I wonder if he ever found out what was in it. Like, you didn't see him venture to a third person?
No, I think. Well, that's a company secret, my friend. You don't want to give that away.
Can I talk to the chef by any chance?
I spit in it. That's what gives it spice.
I talked to the ketchup chef, hon.
We're eating his spit.
You got to bottle that.
The wife too is just like, yeah, he's right. That's some spicy ketchup. That was some good spicy ketchup.
I had some spicy ketchup on this fry, and I just came right on this bar stool.
Man, so what were they doing in Philadelphia?
Great question. I think they were
spreading Delta variants or something.
I think they were just there for a baseball game, probably. But so she's waking up, she's looking at all this stuff, and she finds there's all these cool guns, which she never uses, by the way. That's a Chekhov's gun, not paid off, because like it's got a lock code on it. And you're like, oh, then she's gonna come back and get these guns out. She never gets it.
I kept waiting for the movie.
The second one.
Yeah.
I kept waiting for the movie to happen.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't. Because immediately, like, all these dudes in hazmat suits come in and like, Eric Mabius, 3 people pass, and Eric Mabius shows up.
3?
At least Boreanaz passed, by the way. That's what I read. Boreanaz was supposed to do it. But
that checks out. Similar haircuts on these
very similar haircuts.
Oh, I could see Paul W.S. Anderson being a huge Buffy fan.
Oh,
that makes a lot of sense.
Yep, absolutely. Now, wait a second. Eric Mabius, has he been on a previous episode? Who is this guy? The name kind of sounds familiar.
He's in a ton of shit. He's never really made it. I think he's definitely been in a couple.
Is he on Ugly Betty? Wasn't that
he was definitely on Ugly Betty forever. He was like quote unquote
the hot guy. Ugly. Oh, I guess he's the hot.
No, he was
guy.
handsome.
Sorry,
handsome Henry.
He's just not for me. That's all.
No, he's not.
Very white bread.
He's one of the crows, one of the ladder crows.
Yes, that's why I think we did do an episode.
I think he's the 4th crow. I think he's after Eddie Furlong.
So it's Really? So it's not City of Angels.
No, City of Angels.
It's not Wicked Prayer.
No, that's the Furlong.
Right.
It is The Crow. Hold on, I'm looking at it right now. Salvation, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, wow.
From the year 2000.
Is that the last Crow movie in 2000?
Probably.
Oh, by the way, yeah, I just rewatched The Crow. Mostly holds up.
Yeah,
Also,
I
Ernie
love-
Hudson is
Ernie Hudson.
fantastic.
Oh,
in
Your
that.
best
that's
bud,
right.
dude.
Yeah, my best friend now, Ernie
I'm glad
Hudson.
he mentioned The Crow in that video
Yeah.
because I remember him in that movie. That's a good movie.
Yeah, I literally like 2 weeks ago I watched.
Oh,
it.
really?
I watched it like last year during the lockdown.
Did you watch it on Devil's Night?
I'm going to say yes, just so it sounds cool.
Oh, that's the name you could give your spicy ketchup is Devil's Night Spicy Ketchup.
But Eric Mabius shows up and like he's trying to do something. He's like a cop, I guess.
Well, because the mansion gets like raided
Yes.
by like a SWAT team, and you're like,
With-
who are these people?
With
Dun 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 dun. New metal guitars
dude.
busted in your door. New metal
There
guitars
were
are busted in.
two zombie-ish video game adaptation movies that came out.
Yes.
I think kind of around the same time that were just plagued by new metal. It's this and the lesser seen never became a franchise. What the
House
House
of the
of the Dead?
right,
House on
that's
Haunted
the
Hill.
No, House of the
House
Dead.
of
House of the Dead.
With
Oh, it was a
Christian-
video game.
That's right.
Christian Slater, right? And it's Yuva Bowl.
I don't think anybody is in that.
Really.
Oh, the House of the Dead movie.
I'll have to double check.
I didn't know if anyone was in it either, but that was the one where like it
Yeah.
was an arcade game
Yes,
and you
yes,
did
yes.
like the pedal
Yep.
to move forward, kind of like Time Crisis.
Are you thinking of like Mindhunters?
I-
or whatever?
Mindhunters
I'm
is
thinking of
definitely
something
Christian
else.
Slater.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
gets his legs frozen and they break off at the shins.
Well,
Ooh, it's-
Jonathan Cher. Oh, Clint Howard.
Ooh, all right. All right. The
I was gonna
stars are out
say-
tonight.
Yeah, Jonathan Cherry is in the House of the Dead.
Sure.
Okay, and Clint Howard.
But yeah, I mean, it's like whatever. Like, the movie has atmosphere again in this mansion, but
Yep.
we leave the mansion for corridors.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing is like this hive set. It's just all really bad, like sub-sequest DSV sets. Like,
Yes.
these dark ass corridors. We're in a sewer for a lot of this movie.
I may be a sucker, but I like the train stuff. I think
Train's
that's a
kinda
cool little
A
stuff.
cool
Yeah.
underground train
Yeah.
from a house to a facility. Absolutely.
I thought that
Hats
was
off
cool.
to that.
Hey,
idea.
Han, you ever feel rumbling under our house? Like that there is some sort of just hear me out here, an underground train possibility?
That's just the spicy ketchup you ate. It's rumbling your tummy.
Yeah, right, hon. A train underground.
You know, I talked to the Purefoys the other day. They're into disease play. Could we get into that, hun? Just maybe throw some HPV at each other.
And maybe later you could lance my boils.
Oh,
Hot. Oh, hot.
but like all these SWAT team people reveal themselves to be like people whose name you saw in the credits, including Michelle Rodriguez. And this is like a year after Fast and Furious. So she's, probably one of the bigger stars of the movie at this point.
She was second build. It's Milla Jovovich and then
Makes sense.
Michelle Rodriguez.
Makes sense.
This other guy, the lead captain guy, I've seen in a ton of stuff. Like kind of always.
He has acted a lot, but
He's got a great. He's one of those guys with a great voice.
Colin Salmon.
Great voice on Colin Salmon.
Yes.
Yeah, he's in Punisher. He's in the Punisher. He's in a ton of. He's an action movie dude, which rules. He's in Resident
AVP.
AVP, of course, because the stable of. It was in the Mortal Engines, by the way.
He was.
I was in Mortal Engines for a little bit, actually.
He's in Die Another Day.
But yeah, great voice, and he's just like, report, soldier, report. She doesn't know, and they're like, oh, she has amnesia because she has amnesia.
This is so
it's a side
stupid.
effect of something.
It's just so like I guess part of this thing was like when James Purefoy broke that vial and everything was contaminated. What do they call this thing? The Red Queen.
The Red Queen,
The
yes.
hyper intelligent AI decides to like shut down the hive and kill all these motherfuckers and like spews this gas everywhere. And I guess part of the thing is that's why Milla Jovovich fell in the shower.
Yes.
Because she
dangerous, dude.
gassed.
You need to get those rails in there.
You got to
man.
watch it, dude. Especially with like the marble lining right
Mhm.
that she face planted on that thing. Very dangerous.
That could be the end of you, dude.
But it's such a convenient fucking dumb thing in this movie that it's like, oh yeah, that gas that you got sprayed with, it kind of causes temporary amnesia. And in the meantime, I'm going to tell you everything about what's going on here.
Yeah, and they take her and Mabius. Mabius is saying he's a cop and he's just investigating something. They're like, well,
Michelle Rodriguez is like, do you want me to secure him here, sir? I'm like, yeah, blow this dude's brains out.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do him
do it.
A, do him a favor, and B, do me a favor.
Yeah, do the movie a favor. Kill this guy's character.
They go in the train, and oops, James Purefoy falls out of a closet.
Oh, yes. Which is
Where did I put my James Purefoy? Honey, is it in the room? Is it under the bed? Oh, he's in the cabinet. No, I'm sorry.
And like Milla Jovovich sees him, and it's one of like, I don't know, many, many, many little flashback clips of her like getting some memory back. And it's the two of them like in bed rolling around.
Yes.
And then it cuts back to her and she's like, did I fuck that guy?
So are they actually married, or they're not married,
No.
but they pretend to be a couple, but they fuck anyway because
Mr.
they're really
Mrs.
hot?
Smith type thing.
Got
I think
it.
they're not married because the wedding rings, like the inside inscription is like property of the Umbrella Corporation. That's weird. But I think it's a thing where like, well, we're just stationed in this big empty mansion together. And then one night they just got down.
Yeah, of course you would.
Of course you would. Yeah, you're James Purefoy and Milla Jovovich.
Out of boredom, at the very least.
Yeah.
Oh, hon, I think that sexy couple's having sex again.
Oh, get the telescope out, hon. I want to see his thrust.
Oh, wow. Good form on that guy.
I can't see through all these gosh darn statues.
Oh, you like to see a sweaty butt. Oh, yeah. It's just pumping away, hon.
Jesus.
And now he's feeding her ranch dressing.
Oh,
But yeah, he doesn't know who he is either. So they're both like sort of, but they have, intimations about each other, and they're just taking this train to someplace else. I would leave them in the mansion, maybe. You know what I mean? Like they're just slowing the team down.
yeah, just leave them like hog-tied, or like
Yes.
chained to a pole or
And say,
something.
we're going to come back and get you guys later.
Yep.
Or leave like one guy on them. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, well, you need like hacker guy.
yes, you definitely need a hacker guy. You got the medic lady.
Oh, right.
Who's
I
in my
forgot about
favorite
her.
episode? One of my favorite episodes of Peep Show, by the way. She's,
Ooh.
yeah, she plays in the episode where Mark, when Jeremy gives is a handyman for a rock star, and by that I mean he gives a rock star a handy. Just it's fantastic. It's fantastic.
Yeah, but this is the part where the team leader is using the train ride to be like, right now we're under the mansion that we picked you up in, and thousands of feet below the earth is the facility. And what you're looking at also is like a really lame 64-bit, like right out of the video game graphic of like, it basically if you hit pause on the controller and it showed you the fucking map of the facility, and they're using this all through this movie. This heat-seeking thing, like
And
the
it's
heat
the
signatures.
best looking part of the movie.
Oh, for
this movie is awful.
There's a lot of bad CGI in this movie.
a lot of it.
The big monster is really bad. Which is called the Liquor. I looked up on the internet.
Oh, nice.
He's the liquor.
Man, I hate sharing nicknames with things.
Oh, yeah. You don't want to find the biter.
Oh, hon, the liquor is loose again.
Oh, hon, I love the liquor's profile. Look at that.
The liquor is loose again. Sounds like he's drunk or something.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's got it with the liquor's loose again.
Honey, should we buy a liquor?
That's a thing where it's like, we're putting a decent amount of money into this movie. Can we budget a little bit to make like a The Thing-esque creature? I know you wanted to crawl on walls and look all cool.
It was just CGI. We were CGI crazy. It was 2002.
But you had the money to write this better, to give these characters any type of background. You mentioned the medic lady. I don't even remember her.
Yeah, of course not.
It sucks.
It does.
I want something to cling on to.
Well, I kind of feel like Paul W.S. Anderson, at least in this part of his career, was just making like he wanted to make video games. So he made it, rather than make it like a horror movie, like the lack of blood, lack of gore.
Yeah,
it all speaks to like this kind of cleanness that comes even with gory video games.
Take Mortal Kombat. Like I still felt like I had a through line there. You know, the protagonists knew their name,
and who they were.
Yes.
But you can also like the Predator is a perfect example. Like that's a team of guys that are going in to do something. They're all going to get killed, but they all have a little something, don't they? You know what I mean? Like, and obviously you're not getting Jesse Ventura money, but I mean, again, like Jesse Ventura is a big fucking loudmouth. Bill Duke is fucking awesome. You know what I mean?
Because you have a scene where they're just all in the chopper.
Exactly.
Twiddling their thumbs until they get to the movie. Like you see them enter the movie. This team just comes in with their helmets already on, being all like spooky, scary. and none of them, are decipherable from one another.
Exactly.
Michelle Rodriguez is badass, but that's about it.
But you do need more of those big presences.
Yes.
Like if Jesse Ventura was down there talking to the Victorian ghost, it would be fucking amazing.
Here's the thing. I've been talking to this ghost down in the hive, and I think I'm going nuts.
I keep telling you I'm a computer. That's the British voice, apparently. I keep telling you I'm a computer program.
Yeah, my boss's daughter keeps on walking into my room every night. I kind of hate it.
Oh, yup, this little ghost girl or whatever, the computer something or other. I don't know what's going on down there. Every night I wake up screaming because it's another ghost from A Christmas Carol looking at me. It's terrifying.
How about you ghosts go wrestle me up some spicy ketchup? I heard so much about it.
Gonna douse this stupid ghost in a bunch of spicy ketchup, whatever that is.
I thought you were red because you're the one bringing all the ketchup.
Yeah, and bring me one of your crumpets.
While you're at it, bring out a mustard ghost.
I'm the ghost of mustard. Here you are, Sir Jesse.
Yes, the Yellow King.
Oh my God, played by James Corden. Here's some, I'm going to rap while I give you your mustard.
Oh, man. When would I kill myself in a heart?
I didn't ask for this, Grey Poupon.
Yeah, get this French mustard right out of here, buddy.
I'm a whole grain man. You know that.
I'm a scooper. I want a jar I can scoop. Stone ground.
One of those,
understand me?
the type you get on the fancy meat plates I always get.
If I ain't scooping, I'm pooping. That's what I say when it comes to mustard.
Yup, that's the only time I'm ever not eating mustard is when I'm taking a shit. I take the little spoon out of my mouth.
I tried it once. I don't recommend it.
Yeah, a movie's good when you're spending most of the episode talking about condiments, for sure.
Yeah, where do I even start with relish? How much time you got, buddy?
But so they're on the train, they're going to the facility. And yeah, this is when the movie kind of falls off a cliff, I think. It's I guess it's for atmosphere's sake, but it starts to get really slow, and none of the set looks good.
Well, that's the thing. It slows down to a pace where, in a better movie,
sure,
you would establish that atmosphere, but it just slows down to an atmospheric pace without any of the atmosphere, which just makes it boring.
The first scare, and probably only quote unquote jump scare of the movie, is they're walking past this brown tank of nothing, and there's a dead body in it. And they're like, oh, that's sad. And they walk away, and you stare. The camera just stays on this woman with closed eyes, and you're like, well, when's it gonna happen?
Yeah, let's get ready for it, everybody.
And then big score thing, and her eyes open. By the way, score by Sir Marilyn Manson and Marco Beltrami.
Wow.
I know,
weird.
Yuck, dude, right?
Not great.
Some movie did this better, not by score wise or whatever, because this is great. No, but 2005's Doom. We didn't like it either, but at least it had
much better movie.
Something going on.
2 words: Carl Urban, baby, and Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
That's right.
As a villain, still I say worth seeing it for that thing
It was
alone.
pretty something else. I was hoping he took a villainous turn in Jungle Cruise, but no such luck.
He starts breaking everyone's neck on the boat.
He should have gotten really fucking pissed off the fact that fucking hat doesn't fit his head for that whole movie.
I would though like to see him play a villain again. I think it would be an interesting.
I guess Black Adam.
He's not going to be a villain.
No, he's
though.
not. He's going to be like an anti-hero.
But when The Rock was wrestling and he had to turn heel a couple times, he was fucking great at being a bad guy, dude.
It would be great. It would be.
But
great.
you're right though. Those at least in Doom is a huge ripoff of this movie, obviously. But it does it kind of better because the characters, again, like we said, that team makes a little more sense.
Because that movie, if I'm remembering it right, at least has a little bit of a Predator-esque intro where you have a few minutes to get to know everyone.
For sure. And I'm sure we complain about it in that movie, but don't worry about it. But so we get
that was then. This is now.
There's always. That's the thing about we hate movies. You always go lower on the ladder, and you're like, "This is even worse."
Yeah.
Why is this even worse?
Are you honestly expecting me to get better? Stop it. Abandon ship now.
We understand that the Red Queen is the AI, and this guy, what's his name?
Jeff.
Who? The hacker guy. It's like the guy that the movie makes you feel like sympathy for when he's like almost getting killed. Gabe Kaplan is this guy. Welcome back, Cotter's own Gabe Kaplan.
I'm not Kaplan.
He's he explains that the Red Queen went nuts and killed the whole facility. They don't know why, and they have to shut her. Doing a hard reboot kind of thing.
The computer is now killing them, right?
Yeah.
I'm looking at Steve wearing a 2001 Space Odyssey shirt, and I'm thinking of that movie now.
Yeah, you want to do it.
Better computer killer.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do, was make a lot of references to 2001 The Space Odyssey in my film Resident Evil.
Is he Italian?
I don't know. What is he?
I think he's just an American.
I think he's just
is he an American?
Yeah, he's just a dude.
He's just one of those dudes that realized Europe was better for him.
I'm mixing him up with what's his face, who also
Movable.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh yes.
Pardon me.
He looks like Tony Hawk. Like,
does he really?
He's like a tall, skinny guy.
I know nothing about Paul W.S. Anderson.
But again, like he's a guy that like is just like, oh cool. I read this on the trivia. It's like he got so disillusioned with. Oh wait.
Here's the problem. He's English.
Oh.
I knew there was something with this guy.
Of course.
Maybe he loves James Corden. No, they all hate him too. That's why we got stuck with them.
Exactly. But no, there was a big. That's why there's so much German money in this movie, because like the studios like fucked him over on whatever movie I think Event Horizon or something he wasn't crazy about working with that studio. So like he just became a European guy. Like I mean, all of his movies are produced in Europe and like
that's interesting.
Bulgaria and God knows where else.
He's from Northumberland.
I'm from North Kiltown. No.
But this is probably the best scene in the movie when they're like, okay, we have to get in and hard reboot the server. Let's just go in this corridor.
This was the only scene of this movie I remember.
Yeah, very
Sorry, but they named their daughter Ever.
Oh.
Ever Anderson?
Yeah.
Ever Anderson.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb.
What the fuck? Oh yeah, the corridor scene. I saw this movie precisely one time in theaters back in 2000.
Did your dad remember to pick you up or?
Oh yeah, no, it was. He was like, asking me if I had fun at the movie.
Oh wow, that's sad.
Oh, please go on. What is it like?
Took me out for a hot meal afterwards. I went home and slept inside.
Talk to me about the meal. I want to know what the meal was.
Oh, it's
like.
chicken tenders. They were so crispy. My dad was like, you can get anything you want on the menu, buddy, because I love you.
That feels like love.
I just read that Ever Anderson played young Scarlett Johansson in Black Widow.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure she worked really hard for that job. I'm like bullying a 13-year-old.
You lose out to the role, you think?
I fucking wanted it. No one gave it.
You were growing your hair out.
All right. So we have two choices for young Natasha Romanoff. We've got this 13-year-old girl. She's actually, this is actually Milla Jovovich's daughter. Oh, that's interesting. And then we've got this 38-year-old man from.
He's really upset. I don't know exactly what about.
6'2", got a beard.
Have not
could do
seen
it.
someone campaign harder for a role, though.
But imagine me twirling around with all the other little assassins on that ship.
Okay, I just talked to him. He's saying he's not going to leave the lobby until you write the part of a young Florence Pugh and put him in the role. He said he's fine with Ever taking the other one.
Just arrest him. Just have him arrested.
I usually star in jail.
But yeah, it's a corridor. They just have to get to the other end of it. There's a passcode as always. And it's the captain, the dude named One, and the medic and some other guy. Other guy who I believe is kind of because
what's his name? 2?
Well, because
probably there's a guy who's like sort of like negging / flirting with Michelle Rodriguez.
No, that guy is a different dude.
No, I know. I'm trying to get a count of all these fucking faceless fucks.
There's a lot of them. There's more than you think.
Exactly.
when they all go in the corridor and the laser happens, I was like, isn't this the whole team?
Yeah, no.
And then no, apparently there's fucking 7 other people outside.
Because there's like 3 or 4 dead bodies by the end of this hallway thing.
Yeah.
But then you still got Kaplan, you still got Flirty Guy, and you still got Michelle Rodriguez.
Yes, and then obviously Mabius, Purefoy, and Jovovich.
Yes.
Right. But the team of the actual
of nobodies.
Yeah, the team of nobodies.
For medic, the laser
They duck. She gets decapitated. It's one of those things where, are you okay? And her head falls off. Kind of always love that, even though it doesn't work.
This sequence is the best part of the movie.
Oh yeah,
hands down.
Yeah.
So she gets that, and then I love the guy gets his hand, like some of his fingers.
Oh yeah, that's pretty
off.
cool. Yeah,
it's pretty badass because they do it like diagonally.
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of like bad CGI, which like again. Can you please just make a fake hand?
Yes, exactly. It's
No.
easy to,
can't be done anymore.
It's so fucking frustrating.
It's the same way that they've made squibs illegal. You can't do it. No longer. Sorry.
I mean, it's sad. This is a 20-year-old movie. We're doing this shit back then.
Well, we were in love. I mean, again, like the CGI was crazy in this film.
Yeah. But then, our team leader, I mean, this is great. The dude's doing the like jump over one, duck under. He's playing Nick Arcade.
And he's doing really well. And
Yeah.
then they cheat at the end. They cube him.
Yeah.
There's one moment where his knife is cut in half. That was cool.
Yeah. But this dude, this was all I remember about this movie was this guy getting cubed by a laser fence. I had a false memory, though, I should say, of Michelle Rodriguez getting the laser fence.
Oh, really?
I didn't remember it being this guy.
Maybe it's a Mandela effect. You know?
Oh,
maybe there's a whole other universe where that happened.
That's exactly what happened.
We should go to that conference in Idaho next year and see about that.
I always thought it was the Bearstein Bears that got hit with the laser fence.
In the gold dress.
I thought it was Sinbad, actually, that got hit with the laser.
Yeah, wasn't Sinbad in Resident Evil? This is so fucked up.
Shazam, or because there's another name they
call it Shazam, which is fucking insane.
I just love that they cite that and they cite the Nelson Mandela thing.
Yeah,
and those are the two giant examples of me not realizing black people are people or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
And therefore, there's something wrong with space and time.
Exactly. All of reality is fucked up.
Exactly.
Tons of people's brains are being poisoned on the internet because some guy couldn't admit he made a mistake.
Yeah, it's usually
exactly
the problem.
what it is.
Oh,
I would have loved it if, like, the Red Queen, like, make her a little more saucy. Maybe she's doing some puns here.
That would be cool.
Like the guy jumping. Oh, I like half and half with my team.
Oh, dude, yeah. But the problem is you need to make it an adult then, because if she's making one-liners and she's a little kid, that's precocious kid power shit.
That's true.
Even if you are an evil AI.
I will accept the precocious kid shit if you are a ghost AI security system.
Okay.
I will allow it.
I would, yeah. I mean, again, if I'm working at the Hive, I'm like, yeah, is there a way I could just change the setting on this to adult? Because I don't like talking to a little girl.
Like changing the voice on a fucking GPS.
Exactly.
Same thing. Do I want a British woman? Do I just want an American sounding guy?
You just hear Snoop Dogg throughout the Hive.
And also, because it's a dropped line from Kaplan where he's just like, oh, the Red Queen is modeled after the creator's daughter who died. It's like, okay, great.
How about the creator's wife? Let's just do
exactly.
That.
You know
Can
what?
the creator's
Did
wife?
she die? Can we kill her?
Can we open the movie with the creator making shit and me understanding what any of this fucking garbage is?
Yeah. Is that a wait for the sequel situation? Cabin, have you seen any of these sequels?
I've seen most of them I've turned a lot of them off.
Yeah, sure.
Because I just find them very boring. The two that are good, which I think are 3 and 4.
She gets to Vegas in one of these movies.
Yeah, I mean,
Light City.
gonna set my soul on Red Queen.
I will say this is one of those cases where I am 100% with Steve on the legislation numbers here.
Oh,
Yes,
these things are crazy.
I get lost in these.
Of course.
Yep.
How are you to know which one you're watching? Like, there's Afterlife, Retribution, and like they all sound final, except when it gets to the final chapter, which is the final chapter. But like, there's like Afterlife, Evolution. I don't even know what.
And then if you search IMDb, all the video games come up. So then you're even double lost in these woods.
Oh, that's terrible.
You know, the other year I think I even said on the show that I was going to go through all these movies and watch them. I turned this movie off. And I just didn't go further.
They do get better and at least more fun to watch. But like all of them, like the character and the story shit is so like washed out that you're just like, okay, I'm just watching this for gunplay.
And they never had a single number because, and also, so 2004 Apocalypse, 07 Extinction, 10 Afterlife, 12 Retribution, 16 the final chapter.
Jesus H. Christ.
It's
I mean,
really
how are you
something.
supposed to wade through those waters? If you're on Amazon, you're like, what? Now I got to look at fucking years.
Yep.
The Afterlife to Retribution, those 3 right there are the ones that the WS heads go crazy for.
And I'm sure they're fun. I mean, like,
They're
I don't know,
fine.
the man-
He directed every single one of these?
No, he skipped 2 and 3, I think.
2 and 3. So
Something
then
like
I'm
that.
thinking of 4 and 5.
Whichever it is. I don't know. He skipped 2 of them because he was making other bad movies. And so Kaplan does restart. After that, they figure out a way to get through. He restarts the computer, which, oops-a-doodle, that unlocks all the zombies. Because she's like, you don't want to do that. And he's like, yes, I do. And he's like, you're all going to die down here. Also be like, actually, quick, I'm serious. When I say you don't want to do that, I mean, there's hundreds of zombies that if you were to shut me off will be released and murder you. And a weird licking guy. You don't want to mess with that motherfucker.
You don't want to release the liquor. By the way, just to correct the record here, an interesting bit of trivia. W.S. Anderson only did not direct the second one.
Oh, okay.
Extinction. But who was put in the director's chair in his place, my friends? None other than Highlander's Russell Mulcahy.
Wow. Okay, those might be the good ones. Then.
It's only one, right?
Number 2. That was
And number 2 is actually the worst, I would say.
God,
oh, actually, I'm
It's
sorry.
worse
No,
than this one.
so Mulcahy directed 3. Part 2 was directed by some dude named Alexander Vitt. Who, not much. Anyway.
But
yeah, so the Red Queen Ghost also talks about like the T virus was a military breakthrough. It gives a massive jolt to the central growth and electrical impulses. It reanimates the body.
Now we're just telling the audience how zombies are
I
made.
know.
Oh,
What are we doing?
It brings the dead to life. Not really. Virtually no intelligent, driven by the most basic needs to feed. It's like, I'm sorry, though. If I die right now, I had a decent breakfast. I don't think I'm instantly going to try to eat you guys.
yeah, totally not.
Well, no, but they all have all the zombies have munchies. Like
Got
no
it.
amount
Oh,
of,
sure.
they cannot be sated.
What if you gave them like vitamin water and a bag of chips? Like, what's that going to do?
They'll go right through it and look for cereal.
Are you kidding me? It's not a hangover, Steve. These are the munchies.
That's a good point.
And she also mentions about like severing the spinal column or the head.
I know. It's like
just
fucking A, it's fucking zombies. B, when she's literally reading that stuff off, you can hear the page turning because this little girl is not great. She's like, and then there's going to be.
Oh, and then this'll happen.
Like,
They like brains.
Oh, it is just awful.
Hey, let's talk about another good moment. I think that just happened right before this
Please.
moment is the half dog, half zombie.
that's
It's a
pretty fun.
Zog.
It's a Zog.
Yeah,
So are these dogs with like, I couldn't tell, are these CGI dogs or are they like dogs with like spaghetti sauce on them?
it's both. You
Okay.
have some CGI dogs, and then you got these dogs that are wearing that Lady Gaga beef dress. There's
It's a new
first
breed called Marinara.
the first dog that like jumps up on the door and scares or whatever, you can see this dog is just wearing like a meat coat.
Yeah.
It is hilarious.
It is.
And it's just a real dog like, what am I doing? Why did I want to get into this business? Oh, my father was a police dog. My grandfather was a police dog. I had to be a canine thespian. And now here I am on the set of Resident Evil wearing a meat suit.
You cover me in spare rib and I'm not allowed to eat it? You're yelling at me for eating my costume?
I think it's mentioned in the trivia that it was kind of difficult because the dogs did keep eating parts.
Of course they would. You're covering them in meat.
You think they'd ever ask Eddie from Frasier to do this shit? Not once, because they respect his talent.
Dude, if it was a bunch of, because they're German Shepherds or whatever, or not even, no, they're Rottweiler.
Doberman.
Doberman.
Yeah.
They're a bunch of Dobermans. If they were a bunch of Jack Russell Terriers, it'd be a lot better. Well, they're like, oh, that's kind of adorable.
Then you can have like a swarm of them,
Yes.
and it would be like an on-land piranha situation.
I like this idea.
that'd be
Fuck
amazing.
yeah, dude. Get Kaplan covered in little dogs, and he just gets all the meat picked off his bones.
You just see like it's a from POV shot. It's just a bunch of paws going on over it.
That would be scary and adorable. I like this
I would
idea.
love it.
Oh,
But yeah, so
man.
this is like it's kind of I guess you'd call it iconic when she like kicks a dog in the face.
This was the big like shot that she apparently had to train for 3 months just to do this one kick.
It's a cool kick.
It
you
is.
It's a
know?
cool
It
kick.
is.
It's very rad that she does all her own stunts in these movies.
Yep.
Pretty good shit.
I mean, I do think that Jovovich, for all whatever, without her in this movie, there is nothing.
There's
here.
absolutely nothing. No, she's carrying this entire thing on her.
She's
fucking
got an interesting
shoulders.
look.
Definitely, but anyone else, it might be better.
That's also. I mean, yeah, like a real actress would be fantastic.
Yeah.
I kind of like her.
Oh, no,
I always
I-
had goodwill towards her.
I do too. I think that she could do stuff that like I would like, but she doesn't often do it. You know what I mean? She's great in Dazed and Confused. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
fantastic in that. She's
I mean, I respect that she has this. She's built this franchise
totally.
on her own. It's her and like I guess a little help from Aleardi.
yes,
But like, this-
Oh no, Ali Larder's in these
Oh, yeah,
movies?
she's
Oh, is
later
that right?
Yeah. And then, but like versus like, I truly cannot watch Underworld movies.
no, yes,
I can get through
Really?
Resident Evil movies. Underworld movies are like the worst shit
I
out there.
never really dug into those either, but I always imagined they'd be more accessible to me.
It's
It's a
all
stay
like
tuned. It's a
grim
stay tuned.
blue fucking.
Yeah.
You think this is hard to look at? I mean, those Underworld movies. Steve, what was the one that you and I saw in the theaters?
It's the second one, whichever one that is.
Was it the second one?
Yes.
Or was it maybe even the third one?
Could have been the third. I think it was the second.
Where it was just like, you couldn't see shit in that movie.
All right.
It was terrible. And look,
Because it's about what, like vampires?
it's
or something?
vampires
versus
and
werewolves.
werewolves.
Which I'm just like, okay, I can get my head around that. This is like, oh, but the T virus came out of my scrumpet.
I mean, like, yeah, you know, so she like, I mean, I think Michelle Rodriguez, for whatever, is doing her best, but not really. Like, it just, she gets bit really early on, and you know what the deal is, right?
Which
you know,
is crazy because no fucking AI computer or dude reading a thing told me what would happen. I can't believe that I saw someone get bit in a zombie movie and I knew what was going to happen to the character.
exactly.
Interesting.
So she gets bit, and like now it turns into a full-on zombie movie, and the score is going.
And then-
dun, 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 dun. You can't even hear people screaming over this score in certain parts.
Dude, between the machine gun fire and the fucking new metal score, you can't hear anything else in this big zombie scene.
Now that Michelle Rodriguez is like, she's like hanging on to her life.
Yeah, sure.
You got the one person in the movie that can emote human emotion, and not great, but enough
Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
to engage me, is basically taken out of the movie, is just sweating in the corner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
a really good
And
point.
yelling
Totally.
at people.
Also, for your zombie movie, I clocked it, friends. 40 minutes
Get out of
until we're
town.
seeing zombies.
Get out of fucking town. And this movie
Nothing happens in this movie.
came out this exact same year, by the way, 28 days later. So,
Oh, that's
Just an
right.
FYI.
Which I rewatched during lockdown, and it's fucking great. It
Now,
really held up.
How was like your like 2021 eyeballs looking at that very bad old dated like digital video?
I actually didn't really mind it. I thought it added
Interesting,
an
okay.
interesting
Grain.
angle to it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies.
I really
I
like
gotta
I,
go
you know,
back. It's been
and
so long.
I followed it up with the sequel, which I think is a great
It
fucking
is.
sequel.
Jeremy Renner is a lot of
Weeks
fun in
later.
that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got to give the sequel another turn because I think I was such a huge fan of the first one, and the lack of the Danny Boyle-ness bothered me. Blah blah blah. I think I was just being a little too snotty about it. I need to go back.
Jeremy Renner is essentially playing his Hurt Locker character in that. He just dies instead of like living.
Carlisle in that movie,
Yep.
he's just like a coward type of
Yeah.
thing. And it's just
Yeah.
like, this is exactly how a person would be.
Yeah.
There's a great flub. So like, you know, the zombies all descend on them in this one room and it's a big shootout and shit. There's a fucking great thing where a dude, one of the guys, I don't remember who it is like firing at the zombies. And then the actor clearly turns around to like address someone behind him. And then you see this guy playing a zombie go like, ah, and fall over. I was like, dude, you got to do that again. You were like a 20-second delay on that zombie.
They like escape and they kind of get split up. I think we're out of order because the sequence is nothing. This is when Milla Jovovich fights the dogs. Eric Mabius finds his sister who's a zombie.
Is it Jerry Ryan?
No,
No,
it's
it's
just this woman looks almost exactly like Jerry
She
Ryan.
is
It's a German actress.
She is the woman. She's the woman who plays the psychotic Joker woman that's trying to fuck Alan Rickman in Love Actually. That's like, that's like shit. A total maniac character that is just like, I want to fuck Alan Rickman so bad. I don't even give a shit. I will fucking nuke the earth from orbit. I want that dick so bad.
Oh yeah, you think you want to listen to Joni Mitchell? You're gonna hear me fucking coming with your husband,
Exactly. like-
Emma Thompson.
It's just like a total psychopath. One of the craziest movie characters of all time is that woman. But she plays her. But yeah, so she's like the sister, and you find out that he's an environmental activist, and so was she, and they were trying to work together. with someone on the inside. Spoiler alert, that's Alice, Milla Jovovich.
Which we do know, though, because we've already seen flashbacks of Milla Jovovich meeting this woman in the backyard near one of these angel statues in the mansion.
What is the point of giving your main characters amnesia?
No.
You could have set this all up at the start and made me more engaged with the movie.
Yep.
Is it because the game, do you start out with no memory in that? Is that the idea?
I think it's
But that does go back to Paul W.S. Anderson treating this like a video game. You start with no knowledge.
Yes, you have to learn everything.
You have to learn everything.
Because it'd be cool. I think to your point, Eric, like it'd be cool if she was keeping a secret. Like in the middle of the movie, she remembers, and now she's keeping a secret. Like, oh, that's engaging. You know what I mean? As opposed to like,
give me like an actual flashback, not one that's 2 seconds of a flash of a memory coming back.
Yeah, this whole like,
they're having a clandestine meeting by the angels.
Do you think it's a sex meeting, hon?
Oh, it's gotta be. They're getting a play partner.
If there's no spicy ketchup involved, I don't want to hear about it, all right?
Well, they might be coming up with a new ketchup, hon.
Why don't we just go up to the gate and say Fidelio and see what happens?
Maybe it's a sweet ketchup. Sweeter ketchup. I know ketchup's sweet, but maybe it's sweeter.
Oh, I don't know. A sweet cat. Maybe that's why it's so hush hush.
We don't want that getting out,
Yeah, candy chip. I could eat that all day.
The Umbrella Corporation might bottle that and make a fortune.
Hasbro's candy chip.
So like that's the thing is like, and he has to. I think Jovovich kills the sister, like saves him at the end there, and like,
right.
This is when he explains what's going on. She's like, I don't know, I could be that person. Who knows who I am? Like, awesome. By the way,
so dumb. And then it's like it's just frustrating as the audience member knowing that.
Yes.
But then like the Eric Mabius character doesn't know, but also Milla Jovovich doesn't even know for most of the movie, and you're like. There's just nowhere to go with this information. There's nothing to do with this development.
Exactly. I guess the only, like, when your British ghost computer person is the only, I don't know. I feel like she's got a mind. She knows what she's doing.
Yeah. She's also right, by the way. She's like, oh, fuck, the T-virus is out. I've got to kill all these people or else it's a zombie motherfucking apocalypse. The Red Queen is the hero of the movie.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So I love basically that, like, the brilliant turn of this movie is we got to go back and turn that thing on again. You remember that thing that we turned off?
Yeah.
We got to go turn it back on again. Is everybody excited for us to turn the computer back on again?
Well,
you turned it on. Yeah,
could you turn something on? Maybe me.
It's a hard restart is what we're talking here. And they do, I forget, like, so the one some of these dead meats just get murdered. Like Michelle Rodriguez is like kind of flirty guy, gets JD gets annihilated by these zombies. And
this is where you need, because this is the classic zombie.
Yes.
Fingers.
Like he gets pulled from behind. There's a huge crowd. Yeah, I need this dude's fucking spaghetti guts.
I'm just thinking about like Shaun of the Dead, that scene with the nerdy guy.
Oh, glasses guy.
Glasses guy really gets it.
Absolutely. And that's what you want here.
Yeah. Yep.
Absolutely nothing. You don't even fucking see what happens to this guy until he appears later as a zombie to fucking bite her again.
And it doesn't look like he got eaten that much. I'm going to be honest. I'm not seeing any chunks out.
Was it a tickle fight when they got him? Like, what were they doing?
These zombies are not hungry.
They're not
you don't see them feeding on anything.
Hi, yeah, we're unionizing. Here, let me just turn you. Okay, we're not going to eat you anymore.
It's the Umbrella Corporation's worst nightmare. There's unionization.
Oh, I think that's why they released the T-virus. There is some like pamphlets like, I don't know, do you want better working environments? Do you want to work above ground by any chance?
Oh no, they're organizing. Release the virus. But so they basically make a deal with the Red Queen. Like, we promise we won't fry you permanently if you give us like the way out of here.
There's something. They have an hour and a half or else the door gets closed forever.
Yeah, what is the mission countdown? Michelle Rodriguez has like a stopwatch or a wristwatch with a countdown on it.
Yeah.
What is going on?
I think it just seals up completely to make sure that no one can ever leave.
Oh, is that the deal?
The other end of like where they came in with the train, I think that part goes.
Oh, okay.
Because I think at the very end, you see them like running past the door right in time.
Yes.
Oh, got it.
But because there needs to be a clock. It should be exploded. You know what I mean? Let's look.
Totally.
Because also that makes sense. Also from a zombie perspective, you want to fucking nuke the
That's
shit.
when the fire systems kick in.
Exactly.
You know, because it's all concrete down there, so just burn it all.
But from a corporation point of view, there's a lot of R&D there. After everybody's dead,
Oh,
you get a
sure.
system in there. You get people down there.
That's true.
But whatever. So like, now they're moving around. This is
all the sewers. She's like,
Oh, yes. The easiest way to get back to the train is to crawl through a bunch of shit. I hope you like piss.
just slopping through these sewer tunnels, man.
And
Whatever.
Kaplan gets bit here. And this is like, there's a bunch of like, we're jumping on pipes like it's a Mario Brother. More pipe jumping than the Mario Brother movie,
Actually, true.
Yeah.
Lot more pipe play in this film.
I will say, I kind of like this turn of him going up the pipe and like you think he's going to blow his head off. And then he's just like, fuck you. You have to work for your meal. Like, I kind of like that turn. Like, as you would usually just see the fucking.
Yes.
Or
But at
hear
this
it go
point,
off.
I can't relate with that character, too.
Well, sure,
I could not. I mean,
get
once
you.
he's on that thing, I'm like, that's a good place to do it, dude. You got one bullet left. You know what's up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Don't make me try to care about Kaplan.
I'm not saying it's the decision I would make. I thought it was an interesting decision for the movie.
Yeah.
Because if anything, like if we saw this dude blow his brains out, it's at least some kind of violence in this
Yeah.
movie.
You wouldn't see it. It would be like off screen and then like Michelle Rodriguez frowns.
Oh, Kaplan, he was my favorite one.
Because he's also been bitten. And Michelle Rodriguez, I mean, keeps getting bitten. Like every 5 steps, another zombie bites her leg.
I do like that moment where Alice is like, I'm going to shoot her in the head. She looks like she's dead, right?
Yeah.
And then she comes back like, I'm not dead yet. Great.
Awesome. But whatever, they get into this room, and this is where all is revealed that James Purefoy remembers what happened. Alice remembers what happens. There's an antivirus. Like, that's great. Because again, like all of us, I mean, not to say like that you wouldn't care about Michelle Rodriguez if you're Alice, but why does she care so much about Michelle Rodriguez?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my God, we need to save her. I'm
maybe,
like, I don't know.
and maybe this is why they're like amnesia is a great thing for the movie. It's like once we clear out your mind and it's just basic human emotion, you want this other lady to live.
Yeah, that's true.
So
That's true. Yeah. I mean, again, it's this movie trying to like make you care about any of these characters,
No.
which, sorry.
Tough.
which you could tell me Michelle Rodriguez's home life or something.
Yeah. Well, she says at some point, like, oh man, I want to get laid. Like, to whom and to why? Give me something.
Someone can like take out a picture of a wife and kids.
Yeah.
Literally give me anything.
Yep.
Anything.
Absolutely.
It's like,
Absolutely
I'm fucking
not.
this guy at Blockbuster. It's awesome. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
something.
So yeah, Purefoy does the turn here. You know, he starts twirling his mustache and whatnot, and he steals the suitcase that has all the antiviral shit in it. And he's like, well, I'm off to the train now.
But he's saying, but I'll go with you, Milla Jovovich. I know you wanted to steal the virus for your own reasons. Well, we can make so much money. Come with me, kind of a thing.
Yeah. Well, that's this dude's downfall is fucking Dick starts doing the thinking.
I mean, come on, you got to admit, the dick was pretty good. Come on, Alice, let's not bullshit each
all
other.
that mansion sex we had.
You were
Come
sweating.
on.
I saw you.
What's a TV situation in that mansion? I didn't see one. I would need it for
Oh.
sure.
Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
see their TV room, but I bet you anything though, like, because you got to keep these fuckers happy, right?
Sure.
You're living in this weird like science experiment, basically. It's probably pretty primo cable.
But
yeah.
it's 2002, so the TV has to suck.
Oh,
That's a good point.
Oh,
You
and
know?
they definitely have a medicine cabinet full of treats.
Like the highest-
That's how you get them to fucking stay in this place.
And the highest end TV would back then would be like one of those weird big rear projector giant
In 2002.
boxes.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Probably still
Big
kicking around.
cabinet guys. Those are not great.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
the cabinet guys. I remember them.
But he's like, she says no. He gets bit by another zombie and he locks them in this room. And the Red Queen's like, I'll let you out and I'll let you, by the way, don't worry about him. The liquor shall be getting him.
Oh, does she say
She doesn't say that, but the
Something like
we
that.
show the
I
monster.
think she says something like, "I've been a bad goyle."
Yeah, I know. She's like very mischievous. Oh, he's not going to get very far.
Why does the computer have more personality than any of the humans?
maybe that little child voice actor isn't as bad as we thought.
You know what? She's the one saving the movie. So
She lets the monster out. It gets him. You don't. And again, like it's kind of like you just see like the CGI nothing.
Dude, it's so fucking bad. And then when they find him again, it's like like he's kind of covered in some blood or whatever, but like all the limbs are still intact. What did this thing do? It's supposed to eat him. It's a big monster.
it eats part of someone, and then she's just like, oh, now it's going to adapt and use his flesh too.
Oh yeah,
Which I thought
that's
Purefoy. Okay, I thought that would be like an annihilation monster or something, but it doesn't do anything interesting. It just gets
like
bigger.
Grows.
Well, because am I remembering this right? In one of those games, there were like upright walking monster people.
I think those are the last bad guy in at least the second movie, maybe the second game is like this big dude. I think he's got a gun too, possibly.
I thought, yes, I had some memory of that with, I played some of these games and like, I thought that's what was going to happen to this monster. And then maybe because this movie's really dumb already, it would be like a cartoon James Purefoy face because it's his DNA.
Sure, that'd be fun. But like the Red Queen is like, I will only let you out of this room if you kill Michelle Rodriguez because she's infected. And it's like, it's a great idea.
That's all I have to do. You'll get me out of here safely if I just kill this total stranger that's already going to be a zombie.
And Michelle Rodriguez is like, please kill me. Please kill me. Please kill me. It's like, we can't do it. I'm like, I don't know. Can't you though?
I don't understand Milla Jovovich's character's whole thing to like be the hero here because she does the same thing with Kaplan.
Yeah.
That dude is like, get out of here. I'm going to commit suicide. It's totally fine. Leave. And she's like, we'll never leave you, Kaplan. Because you're a fan favorite.
The amnesia thing, it's really just conduit for the audience because it's like, well, if I was in that situation, I don't want anyone to get hurt. Oh, come on, Kaplan.
I mean, if I'm in that situation, my pants are mostly shit at this point. There's not much left of the cloth. It's mostly shit.
All shit.
You put me in a zombie situation, I am throwing children to the zombies.
Oh,
just
absolutely.
Slow them down and give me some room.
Appetizers.
I would do that at a Halloween party. You know? I would immediately go to that.
But they don't kill Milla Jovovich. Kaplan returns at a big hero moment and fries the computer. He's like, sorry, bitch, or whatever he says.
Something stupid.
And it's like, I opened the door because I had to fry her finally. Let's get out of here. And it's like, okay, great.
Whatever.
They get to the train, and this is when Purefoy shows up and she shoots him in the head.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool. I like the blue eyes. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
That's something.
Purefoy does turn into a zombie.
Yes.
And gets a fucking axe to the head, which is pretty
great.
That's
what it's an axe to the head.
And she goes, I'm missing you already.
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
Great.
All of his intestines still inside. I don't understand this.
Like, it's unacceptable for this JD character because he was totally decimated by a horde of zombies. But we saw this big computer monster take this guy apart.
Yeah, he should have like half a face and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, that's something.
Were they like, I mean, because you said what? There's some sort of like unrated cut of this floating around.
Steve was saying
that. It was originally NC-17. They had to cut a lot out.
But like it's like getting a bad haircut. Like they just took way too much off. Like, is this rated R or is this PG-13?
It's R.
It's R.
I feel like it has to be R for language, though.
Yeah. And nudity.
And the nudity.
Yes.
But like the zombie violence, what are we doing? You're making a zombie movie.
Well, I think that's sort of the problem is the NC-17 probably came because of it. Like, that's how that math works. Usually it's like some nudity, a lot of violence. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's going to get you an NC-17. The move is to cut rid of the nudity. I don't need the nudity in this movie. Like,
totally.
I want the violence.
Yeah, nobody's doing. I mean, like, come on. Yeah. It drives you insane because it's like the first time you see her, she's naked.
Sure.
I'm like, that's how you're opening the character?
Yeah.
Like, really? Like,
and in the epilogue, you see her fucking vagina.
Yeah, I'm like,
what
no.
are we doing?
No,
Wait. I gotta go home and rewind.
It's there, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
It's outrageous.
Welcome to Raccoon City, man.
I thought it was Beavertown.
Oh, come on now. Come on. I mean,
I had no idea. Because I think by the end of the movie, I'm just like passed out with not caring.
Yeah.
And that was like a little flash of life to get your coat on
No,
to your car.
No, yeah, I work in Raccoon City, but I live in Beavertown. That's how the commute. It's not bad.
But
that's all the Raccoon City cops do. They don't even fucking live there. They live in Beavertown. It's fucked up.
And all the Beavertown cops live in Dixville.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, I'm in Muskrat Falls. It's just right over there. It's a quiet community here in Muskrat Falls.
We don't like certain kind of people coming in Muskrat Falls.
What's muskrat? Is that like a slang for the taint or something?
Oh,
But
so
they're on the train. Eric already talked about it. Milla Jovovich almost kills Michelle Rodriguez. She's like, "You're not gonna give me that gun." Also, I'm like, "Hey, no, I'm not giving you that gun, zombie lady."
No.
Well, because she gives her the antidote, and even the computer lady is like, "We're not sure if it works at this stage of infection." It's like,
Yeah,
then
it's
that's all I need to know, computer lady. Let's shoot somebody in the head.
absolutely. She's like, "Oh, you got bit at the start of the film, eh? Well, guess what?
Oh, that's more of an Act 3 infection, you know.
Totally.
You have to throw her in the loo.
But the weird thing is she even says specifically, like, if you're bit or scratched, you're infected. The big liquor comes in, kills Kaplan, and Mabius gets scratched hugely.
Yes, big time.
There's more. Is this where we have more pipes at play? Because there's like a bushel of pipes.
Yes,
just
oh my God,
being
yes.
transported on the train.
I love this Deus Ex pipes.
Yeah, so it's like it gives them weapons and also a big thing to shove at this thing.
It's hilarious. Like, it's just suspended from the air for no reason. Like, that's bad for a train. That's dangerous.
Oh,
That's
yes,
true.
we were transporting this bushel of pipes over to Donkey Kong's.
Look, I told you about the pipe closet option. You said no to me. So we went with the pipe hamper.
And the pipe, like the net that's holding the pipes is on a rolling track
Yes.
so they can like shoot these pipes all at the monster.
Yeah.
It's really dumb.
And then Michelle Rodriguez finally comes back as a zombie, and it's like, oh my God, they have to finally kill her. By the way, she comes back late in like the 4th or 5th one as a clone of herself.
Get out of town.
Dude,
A lot of clone stuff.
The guy that plays one, I saw credited in a future movie as one again.
Oh, weird.
There was one of those the 10 or whatever the movie pre-roll whenever that movie was coming out. It was Michelle Rodriguez and Milla Jovovich at the premiere, and Michelle Rodriguez little worse for wear and just grabs Milla Jovovich. She's like, this lady's in all these movies. She is great. She's in all of them. And I'm only in this one and the first one. But she's in all of them and she kicks ass. And I'm
What
like,
is with Michelle Rodriguez returning to franchises where she was previously killed?
great question.
Yeah, I don't know.
Something else, huh?
I guess she kicked the sauce and everyone said,
Yeah,
come on
I guess
back.
that was the
I
idea.
didn't watch Girl Fight 3 or 4.
When she comes
Yeah,
back.
she's still just boxing.
But whatever, like, yeah, they knock it's kind of amazing that the liquor guy, it's a pretty cool death for the liquor. I enjoyed it. Where
It's not too bad.
they stab his tongue so he's stuck on the train, but then he's getting burned and like fucking run over while it's happening. That guy gets fucked 3 ways from Sunday.
He really does. Like the floor to the train car opens and he falls down onto the tracks and he's just like bumbling around down there while his tongue is still stuck on the thing and sparks are coming out.
Yeah.
He just gets set on fire. Like it's stunning.
I only wanted to lick.
Hey, spicy ketchup. I just wanted some spicy ketchup.
Can I get it at a store? Do you have an Etsy for your spicy ketchup?
Oh, geez, hon, the liquor died last night.
We were telling him about that spicy ketchup. He was like, I'm going to go there and get some. And now he's dead.
Blew up the liquor man in Philly last night.
But he gets the shit burned out of him. He dies. And again, you have all this antivirus. And like Eric Mabius is like, well, that was a crazy encounter. His arm is bleeding. Like, I'm taking that no matter.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody gets a dose. Milla Jovovich gets a dose. I get a dose just to be sure.
My immune system is better than most people's, I would imagine. So I'm not going to take it.
Well, actually, no. He was like, all right, I'm not going to take that. But there's this horse medication. let me have some of that instead.
Yeah, the Umbrella Corporation said it would work on the liquor's body. So I'm going to take that.
Some liquor medicine.
Take some liquor medicine.
It gets all the worms out of the liquor.
Liquor mectin, dude.
Eating this monster deworming paste. I can feel it working.
But like, yeah, it's right there. Just take it immediately, Mabius. He's just like, oh, wow, what a crazy fight we just had.
Also prioritize like the dude who got scratched 10 minutes ago.
Yes.
Versus the lady that got bit 8 hours ago.
Exactly.
Or whatever.
And they get back to the mansion and he starts going, burr, burr. And she's like, oh, I better give you that fucking medicine that's right here. That's been right here the entire time.
I told you to take it on the train. Well, I was worried I'd get nauseous.
The train was going backwards, so that was a big problem for me to begin with. The windows were looking the other way.
I mean, I can't usually read while I'm in something like that. This was just horrible.
And then, like, right before she could do that, another fucking team of hazmat motherfuckers comes into the movie and fucks up the whole thing.
And Jason Isaacs is like, ooh, he'll be perfect for, let me look at the camera, the Nemesis protocol program.
Absolutely, yeah. Keep him alive. I want him for the Nemesis program.
Because I think that's what represented the game 3 or 4, and like that's a big thing from the game. So everybody got a little nerd boner from that, which is fine.
That's
but
what
I mean,
yeah.
But it also like, I know zombie movies all often end this way, but this one is especially like the movie was meaningless. Wait for the sequel. You know what I mean?
This whole thing, like the last shot of the movie should really be the first shot of the movie. You know what I mean? Like her coming up to like the ravaged city, you know, because she wakes up in a medical facility. No one's around. This is where Jason Isaacs like shushes by really quickly.
Yes.
She's naked for no reason. She's literally wearing a piece of paper. And then like she gets out of there with no real struggle. You see some like scurrying around. It's kind of supposed to be scary, but not really. She leaves the hospital and like she's out in the street. Everything's fucked up. A fire truck crashed into a mailbox. There's postage everywhere.
I appreciate.
It's like the open of Superman 3.
Yeah, I like that. There's like a news truck and a cop car, and they all say Raccoon City on it. It's like okay.
And you see a newspaper. It's the Raccoon City Times, and it's
Is
like
it supposed
the Dead
to be
Walk.
Canada or something? I could see a city up there called that.
Raccoon
that
City.
might be. Yeah.
Well, that's where Beaver Falls is. Absolutely.
Definitely.
Ooh, Beaver Falls, you got it worked up.
Raccoon Toronto. Yeah. I would,
Raccoon. It's like Raccoon City Post. What do you think the food is? Like, is it a garbage plate situation? Like, what's their big?
Everybody eats out of trash cans. First of all.
That's it. Oh, you go to a restaurant, it's like, oh, you want the Raccoon City? It's like, it's a literal little trash can with like French fries and a hamburger all crumbled up in it.
Totally, dude. They wheel out. It's the size of like a laptop, but it's shaped like a dumpster.
Yes.
And you open it up. It's like Raccoon City bento box.
And that's if you're lucky. If you're not, if you're a poorer citizen, you have to eat like a bunch of dried leaves and berries.
It means we're actually eating raccoons. The meat is not so tasty, I'll be honest with you.
And that's kind of like your big final shot of the film.
There's like roaring. She finds a shotgun and it's like, I'm a hero.
Yes, exactly. And I was like, oh, well, there's the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Guys, the movie's starting.
But also, I'm like, you ended this 10 minutes ago, man. Once you take fucking Mabius out of the fucking... and the shit starts coming out of his arm.
He starts really mutating.
This is the end of your movie, even with the sequel thing. And then there's the whole 5 minutes of her waking up in the Fifth Element chamber thing.
What came out first? Like, did this come out after 28 Days Later? Because like the whole notion of your hero waking up in an abandoned hospital.
I think
that's a good question.
First.
I mean, it had to be concurrent.
It was very similar.
Maybe it's just a coincidence.
Yeah, looks like Steve's on the case.
There we go.
And then they did that again for the first episode of The Walking Dead. Rick,
that's right. That's right.
By the way, Roger Ebert put this on one of his most hated films lists.
Oh, really? Not even a worst of the year, but hated films of all time.
Both Resident Evil and the sequel appear on Roger Ebert's most hated films list, published in 2005. In his review, Ebert describes Resident Evil as a zombie movie set in the 21st century where large metallic objects make crashing noises just by being looked at. and he criticizes the dialogue for being a series of commands and explanations with no small talk.
Well,
He's right.
Raj wasn't wrong there.
28 Days Later came out after this. That's in June. This came out in March.
Oh, got it. So yeah, we're making these things at the same
Yeah.
time. Ish. But that's it. That is the fucking motion picture, man. I gotta say, we're recording this in the fucking tail end of August here. But like I'm already I got like Halloween on the brain already.
Oh, yeah.
You know, this might be my franchise for this season.
Ooh, wow, you're gonna do
might
it, huh?
do it.
Wow.
I might do it.
You're going to be very disappointed.
Could I be any more disappointed than when I watched all of the Hellraiser franchise?
I would say Hellraiser's a much better franchise than this.
I would say, now I only saw this movie, but I would say that as well. And I hate Hellraiser.
There are at least 2 Hellraiser movies I genuinely like.
That are like doing something.
Which
Yeah.
one? The first 2?
First and the third.
Oh, the third. Yeah.
The Hell on Earth.
Previous
I really,
episode.
I really
yeah.
enjoy
Yeah.
that movie.
I think the first Hellraiser is like
A
great.
legitimately good movie.
It's a
It's a really
classic.
good
yeah,
movie.
it's a great movie.
I forget the second one almost completely.
It's a lot.
It's
You
a
spend a
lot.
lot of time in the underworld.
Yeah,
and
there's not
part
enough
of that.
Pinhead. I'll be completely honest
Yeah.
with you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But that is the end of Resident Evil 2002, directed by Paul W.S. Anderson. Go around the horn here. Steve Sadak, would you recommend this movie?
No, it's a light not recommend. I do kind of dislike the movie specifically. I could totally see why people like it, especially if you were at a certain age when it came out, et cetera, et cetera. It might be a hangover movie. It might just be.
Certainly quiet enough.
It's certainly
for
quiet
most
enough.
of it.
It could fit in that realm, but I just generally don't like it. I think we've talked about a ton of it, but like, yeah, just having your lead character with amnesia for no reason, all the Alice in Wonderland stuff, jerk me off, guys. But yeah,
All right, I will.
no, do not, little girl ghost. I'm not breaking the law tonight. Although I don't know, that's a gray area.
Fine, I'll go back to Dan Aykroyd's then.
She's probably only like 2 years old or something.
Yeah, but I mean,
'Cause
it's just
whenever
CGI.
the computer started,
Yeah.
she's not actually a little girl.
That's true. So that's a no for me.
Okay.
Chris Cabot.
Light no for me too. The action gets better in this series
Yes.
as it goes on, and that's what I'm missing from this.
Yeah.
I could almost forgive it if the action was better than what it is. It's kind of forgettable. It kind of doesn't like. There's no sense of space. I was just kind of like bored the whole time.
Yeah.
And like seriously, as soon as like the Red Queen is introduced, the rest of it, I couldn't hold on to anything. It was like just washed away. It's like, okay, this is ending at some point. I know that, but
Yeah.
like, I was like, I don't care about any of this.
Yeah. Eric Siska.
Yeah, I'm going to echo that. Don't care about any of this because I felt the same way. Once we get to that point in the film, it's like nothing else happens or matters. Almost, it feels like
Just escape.
it's a heavy no for me. I really disliked watching this. I understand if someone likes it. I actually understand like liking the soundtrack because while it's not all for me, but like it is.
Slipknot.
It is like it's sort of like a what am I trying to say? Like a time capsule.
Yeah.
So I totally get that. And for nostalgia's sake, I understand digging the soundtrack or whatever, but this movie has nothing going on. So it's a heavy no recommend for me.
Yeah, it's a no recommend for me also. And honestly, still the biggest crime of this movie. Let's go back really quick. George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead, 1968. There's a fucking zombie in the first goddamn scene.
Yeah.
40 minutes.
Yep.
I just cannot sanction waiting 40 minutes to show a zombie in a zombie movie. Stupid city.
And all the violence matters in the Romero movie. The violence is a point. Like this is just whatever, man.
They're coming to get you. What's your name? I have amnesia.
That is Resident Evil from 2002, directed by Paul W.S. Anderson. And that's right, folks. You heard it here first. We Hate Movies Season 12 is back in high gear already. Of course, patreon.com/We Hate Movies. A lot of extra shit on there you can check out. The Patreon is going to be exploding this month.
Speaking of amnesia and speaking of Mark Boone Jr., we're doing Memento this month for the We Love Movies.
We already recorded it, and it's a really fun episode, and it'll be on the Patreon.
That is right. And as always, though, we're just getting started with season 12. Steve, what's going on next week?
Eric, what's going on next week?
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, boy. Hiding Out.
Yeah,
I had amnesia for a second. We do a lot of movies.
Dude.
It's my baby. Yeah, it's a movie where John Cryer He goes like kind of undercover on his own as a high school student to avoid being killed by the mafia and starts having sex with students.
Yep.
But and I rated it 3 stars on Letterboxd.
And I rated it 3.5. Not for that reason, but and here's the thing.
I think Cryer's good in it.
He's totally good in it, and it's a movie they don't make anymore. We talk about this all the time now, but these mid-level, like, you know, it's kind of a comedy, it's kind of an action movie. There's just one real star in it, and that's it. These movies don't exist. These are fucking extinct movies, and next week we'll be talking about one of them. What do you got there, Chris?
That's
Cabin?
Titanic disrespect against John Spencer.
Thank you, Chris.
It was 1987, dude. The West Wing hadn't come out yet. Nobody gave a shit about John Spencer. But until next week, when we're hiding out with John Cryer, I'm Andrew Jupin.
Steven Sadak.
Eric Siskel.
Chris Cabin.
Take it easy.
That was a HeadGum podcast.